Hey everyone, Sam here.
And Angela, and welcome to our channel.
Welcome back to another video of us working on our
1988 Palm Harbor single-wide mobile home.
There you go.
I took it out of your mouth.
You may have heard that a time or two.
Yes, I think I could say it in my sleep. I bet some of them can say it in their sleep too.
Probably can. Probably can.
Well, today we get the demo.
Yeah, whoa, stop the presses. You're excited. Everyone out there is probably thinking, what?
I know.
So let's do a little bit of explaining. First of all, tell them where they are.
We are in our living room. This is the last room that has yet to be done as far as walls and stuff like that. The floor, like the subfloor, has already been done. So sorry guys, we are not getting in the floor on this one.
This is probably why you're excited.
Yes, because that's a pain.
Yeah. So as you said, this is the last room that has the original thin mobile home drywall. So our plan is to tear out the drywall, tear out the old insulation, and replace it with new.
Now the reason that we're going to be doing this, because you may look around and say, well, it doesn't look that bad in there.
Is because we're gluttons for punishment. And we love living in a camper.
Yeah, really. Underneath the windows in here, before we got the trailer, it had leaks. And so the drywall has like deteriorated to where you could put your finger through it just by like pushing, just a little. And there is some weird molding on the wall behind you right there that I've never really cared for, and I will be glad to get rid of.
It's some of the weird stuff they do in mobile homes. In 1988, apparently that was a really cool decor feature. It's like chair rail molding. It's about 2 feet tall. I don't know what they were thinking.
That along with the mirrors that had like gooses on it or something like that. We had already got rid of that though.
Oh yeah. So there's the whys behind this project. Now I think it's time for us to get started.
Let's go.
Well, that was really quick work.
It was.
Everyone jumped in as you got to see us plus the boys. They had a blast, and we figure, why not? I hope it's the last bit of demo we do in this house. So it was fun for them to get some life skills and have some fun and just be boys, honestly.
I know I was an adult before I got to put a hammer through drywall. There's nothing like that feeling, so I'm glad they kind of got to get that.
Yeah, I was not an adult because I was a mischievous little boy, like our two boys. So maybe letting them do this kind of gets that itch scratched, and they don't decide to do it later, like maybe I did as a kid. I don't know.
We are halfway through in here. We have a little bit more drywall, and then there's actually some paneling we're going to be taking down because we're going to change around, well, not change around, but
we're going to change the wall. You guys will see it. It'll make more sense. It's hard to explain. So let's go ahead and spin you guys around, rip out a little bit more drywall, and then we'll show and tell this more complicated wall here.
So it looks like the wall, the little bitty thing of 2x4s is not held on really well. I'm gonna see if I can unscrew it from the bottom just so we don't tear anything up.
Come on.
Hammer.
You gotta separate them. This is like an integral load-bearing portion of the house here. Nothing was built this good.
Sam put a few holes in the drywall right here, so we have to go over another piece.
Sam knew we had to do this anyway.
Oh, come on. Actually,
Well, you can leave it for right now, though.
yeah, because we're going to have to take that off too. Whoop.
Destruction. Absolute destruction.
Demo.
Here comes Itchy Cam.
Now you can get it all over your dead cat. Woo! Oh, that's got live ones on it.
What? Oh, wasp nest?
Yes. Quite a few. Where's the spray?
That last bit of insulation uncovered, literally, a live wasp nest. They're up there in the corner. It's not huge. Thankfully, these are paper wasps, I believe is what they are, or just regular wasp is what we call them. They're not very aggressive bees. So Angela went to go get the spray, regardless. Want to go ahead and take care of them, get them, I guess, out of existence, and then we can continue working. Unless they flare up, we may need to spray them and just call it quits for the evening. I don't know. I'm not ready to quit yet. Even though it's 8:30, I'm not ready to quit because we're pretty close. We've only got this wall here to demolish and the living room's done for demo. And that's the goal I set for today. So we'll see if she can get the bee spray and we'll spray them and we'll keep on going. Alright, no luck finding any bee spray, so we're going to go ahead and stop here for that reason, but also it's getting pretty dark. It's about 8:30, we need to wrangle the kids. As you guys saw, they're out there, I don't know what they're doing. It's a box, a stick, screams, and they're apparently having fun. I don't know. Either way, we're going to save the fun part of this for tomorrow, which is the complicated wall, which is right here. So, sit tight, we'll see you guys in the morning.
Welcome back to a new hot and humid day. We are ready to begin again. We have pretty much what is behind us to clear off and get ready to put new up. This little hole right here is what we had talked about changing. It is going to probably be filled in. This is kind of the wall that we put our TV at, and it would be nice to have the option to hang the TV so you don't have all the mess underneath. So this would be the only time that we can really do that and get everything done. All of this is paneling on the little punch out part. It shouldn't be too hard to take off, but I am kind of curious to see what it looks like behind it. Is it built with 1x3s or 1x2s? Like whatever did they decide to do with it? So let's go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Looks like this should. sure was small. And it is shiny. Crazy shiny.
That's the original plastic. That's not real wood. It's a plastic looking wood. That's what they had for all the countertops and everything in here when it was built.
Oh, anyway, I can go inside here. No problem. Here.
Reach over, little mister. Oh, there's somebody's drink cup.
Yep. I can show you.
What are you going to show us?
Oh, here it is. Whoa, that was it's like he isn't over there. Crazy. Did that help again?
Here, I'll do it this way. Watch, watch. Like this. This.
Around here is hard. Dang. Hands up, yo. I'll get work on this one. Just need to hold it up a little bit.
Well guys, we are pretty much done with demolition in the living room.
Yes.
And that was nice, that was quick. As you guys got to see, the boys had their special time. We just kind of stepped back and let them have fun tearing stuff apart. Again, hopefully it scratches that itch and then they don't repeat it with our new house. We'll see. The next few steps we're going to do, we got to figure out what we're going to do with this transition from the living room to the dining room. I don't think we want to do drywall in the dining room.
No.
This wall is paneled from the dining room side, and we're okay with that. We're actually thinking about maybe adding in a second little micro pantry closet with this, so that even more illustrates the fact that we don't really want to mess it up, because it's probably going to be covered up. So I'm going to figure this out, see what we can do with this, while you hammer session the studs. What are you doing with that?
It's pretty much one of those things that we usually do off camera. It's all the millions of staples and little bitty brad nails and stuff like that that are in every one of the studs. Sometimes I sit there and try and pull them out, but it's already starting to get my wrist hurting, so just gonna hammer them in.
Yeah, I said don't waste your time pulling them out. We're gonna use screws to attach the drywall. It's fine, smash it flat. Let's keep on going. Don't spend a whole day on pulling staples when I don't know if it really makes a difference. Welcome to the next day. So yesterday we had to go to the store, and when we got back, had a little bit of a window to do some work. So what I did was go ahead and install our electrical outlet boxes. This is the last room that had the mobile home everything, so drywall and mobile home outlets. So we went ahead and installed new boxes, and it's going to be really nice to be totally done with those mobile home all-in-one things that they used to put in homes back in 1988. Here in the corner of the living room is where the desk, little thing, you know, cabinet, radio, all that used to be. We are not going to recreate that. So I've decided to take away the outlet that was up about, I guess, 3 feet off the wall and relocate it down and below the window. It's going to be a lot more useful there for generic living room uses, and it's going to be out of the way of what would normally be a weird looking outlet to have it sitting so high. We don't plan on rebuilding the desk area here. It wasn't really used that much, and I've got the hopes that maybe someday we'll get to install a wood stove, and this would be a perfect spot to put one. Now it would have to be a special wood stove, one that has extremely tight tolerances for clearances, and honestly is not that big. Since our home is, I think, right around 850 square feet, we don't need a huge one. We wouldn't use wood heat for primary, but it would be really cool to have one as a backup. Something we've always wanted to do, so hopefully doing this work will allow us and give us the opportunity to install one someday. So there's a look at what I am doing. Let's go back here into our bedroom, bathroom, and see what Angela is into. Although I've got to do this so you guys don't see anything you're not supposed to see. Okay. Didn't want to show anything in the bedroom just yet.
We did this bathroom back before we had very much experience, and so we have cracks in the walls where the tape didn't do well. So I have retaped in here and put some mud on it. I'm trying to fix up some of the little cosmetic imperfections and get it prepped to paint. So lots of fun little things that I'm doing.
Hey, show us the water closet. Last time they saw it, it was just rough drywall.
Well, it's a little less rough now, and Sam has yet to make a door, but it's not really high on the priority list right now.
We'll get to it.
We will.
Alright, see you later.
See ya. You guys had fun, but didn't get the stuff taken off. That's what we wanted you to do.
I want to take a second and show you guys what exactly is inside these mobile home outlets. This is from our 1988 Palm Harbor single wide mobile home, of course. This is a look at the box that was original. You got the faceplate completely built into a receptacle plus a junction box. So I'm going to pry open this back cover. I'm going to pull this brown plate off. And inside, you're able to see exactly what is going on in this outlet. It is not only a receptacle, but it is a push-to-connect self-stripping clamp function to act as a junction point, plus wire up the receptacle. I guess it really is an interesting piece of engineering. A way of really using the least amount of material to get the job done. But at the same time, that is sketchy looking, isn't it? I don't know if new manufactured homes are the same way. No clue. But this one, that's what all the outlets were. Then that's why we're happy to get rid of them. I'll go ahead and pop some wires out here. They just rest in these little, I guess it's brass, little brass fins. I mean, obviously after so long it does work, but you can see your contact point with the wires. Very minimal. I would feel like under loads this would lead to a lot of heat buildup. I'm not an electrician, but that's my initial thought, is that your contact between wire and terminal is so minimal that these would be prone to heat up. I don't know, maybe that's the case, but just my observation as I pry it apart. There you go, back to work. This is a cable cutout should we mount our TV on the wall. A place for the cords to pass through here, and then down below this little 1x3 as well. Don't know if we'll use it, but now's the time to do it while we can. What you doing?
Made a map.
What's that? A map?
And on the other side is a cool sink.
Elijah, wait.
That's my name. Huge pirate ship is getting attacked by a huge big robot. There's a little control sink, eyes, and mouth. And you see those? Those can be like springs where it can go whoo.
Cool.
And the arrows is to show if the arms are going down, up, and one of the arm went straight through there.
I am done framing up this wall, which is now going to be a wall. I've got a couple of things here that I want to talk to you about. This horizontal board is exactly at 48 inches above finished floor because that's where the seam of our drywall will be. To add strength for if we decide to put our TV on the wall, I turned some 2x3s on their side and made effectively an L beam of wood, and that's going to hold that super solid. I also drilled holes through here for cables should we want to pass them through the wall and down. Don't know if we're going to do that or not, but might as well do it now and have it for later. I also added this center support here as well as these left and right studs, not because I'm afraid of any weight from above, but I want to give us the option to attach any kind of wall shelving from the dining room side in case we build, I don't know, a little pantry or something for homeschool materials and we want to do wall shelving. went ahead and put the stuff in place so that it's there whenever we need it. Other than that, my time has been spent doing a little bit of electrical work as far as running the wires into the new boxes. I haven't terminated or connected anything yet because we have not installed insulation or drywall, so that's about as much a headway as I made today.
Here we are at the entrance to the dining room kitchen area, and it had these little bump outs, I guess, to make a separation of spaces, but I wanted to take them out because we are going to be closing in that hole over there that Sam showed you. So I wanted a bigger space right here to allow better traffic flow coming in and out through here. I like it. I think it ended up being like 44 inches across, and I would say that's a good almost foot bigger than it was. So here is where it was before, and you can see the bump out to where it is now.
Here at the corner where this wall used to come this way to create that small little doorway, we had to take out part of the wall, and that's left us with a gap that mostly is filled by a 1x4, 3/4 inch spacing. Mostly. There is a tiny little bit of a gap that we need to add to this. Our solution for that is to take some wooden shims, like you would normally use when doors or windows, place it in between the 1x4 and the existing wall stud, and I found that 2 of these gets me exactly where I want. It brings the face of this 1x4 flush with this face without being too far, too less, just right. So I just pulled my shims in place about like that. I've got a 3-inch screw started. I'm going to start a second one. I'm angling these because if they were to drive straight through, they stick through the wall. And we are just about out of 2.5 inches, and I don't know where they are, to be honest, but I have the 3-inch ones. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing in this case. So at this point, I got my screws started, I've got my shims in place. This board's kind of bowing out, so I'm going to squeeze it up against this other wall stud, pulling it in plane on this wall, and then I'll attach them with the screws. There we go. And afterwards, I'll get all these put in place. It's as easy enough just to trim, cut the shims off, and we have ourselves a pretty solid corner, perfectly fine for installing the drywall and the corner bead, and with minimal materials. We have finished all of our wall prep. All of the staples are gone. Everything's cleaned up, swept. All the blocking is in place. The electrical is pinned down, ready to go. So now we get to have probably your most favorite time.
Insulation.
We're going to put in brand new fiberglass batt insulation, just like we've done in all of our other rooms and projects. We just have to do the exterior walls, so here and then behind you guys, and that is it. We are not going to insulate the wall to the bathroom. We're not going to insulate the wall to the dining room. We don't do that. That's our choice. People will have their own opinions, whether you should or should not. We don't, and we're okay with it.
Yes.
Alright, we have insulated the living room as much as we can with what we have on hand. I thought we bought enough, plus had enough to finish, but it looks like we're literally probably one roll away from being done.
Figures, huh?
Yeah. That's alright. We have plenty of wall we can continue to work on.
Plenty of wall! Sorry.
This is where you ask me what movie.
What movie is that from?
The Croods. Although they don't say plenty of wall, they say plenty of bug.
Sorry.
So in the interest of daylight and continuing to work, we're going to go ahead and get our drywall and start covering up whatever we can because we want this to be done. And we're making really good headway, so let's not stop the party while the music's still rolling.
I have to say this is a lot more awesome than having to get down on the floor and tear it up and put it down and blocking, and that's what we've had to do for the rest of the house. So this is a very nice change.
Yeah, this has not been bad so far, with the exception of the heat. We just got a thermometer and it says it's 94 degrees in the house. So,
and we have 2 box fans going, but it's like 95 degrees outside. So I mean, you're blowing hot air to hot air. So
yeah. Smell-o-vision. Be glad you don't have it.
Well, let's go.
Don't mean that for me. I'm going to start drywalling here on this wall, and I'm going to start in the middle. My reason for that is to try and give you, Angela, the drywall finisher, not have a butt joint right there where it's going to be above the couch, front and center on this wall that we're going to see a lot. Try and just make it an easier joint for finishing drywall in the future.
I very much appreciate that.
See, I'm thinking about you. Don't want to see no butt joints in the living room.
Hard enough to cover those up.
Well, they're 4-foot cracks.
We are going to be using our blind mark tool to find the outlet and cut it out again. If you've not seen this before, it's really cool. It has these little things with little bitty wires on the top and bottom. It fits into the outlet. When you put your drywall on top of it, you take this little booger and go over it and smack. And then you can do a little line around it, and then it's the same size as the outlet. It's ready to cut. Now I can't get it apart.
Because you put it over, it went smack.
It went smack.
Alright, we have the outlet box located with the blind mark tool. Now I'm going to be using our Q-bit oscillating tool box cutter blade. I guess you call this a blade. It fits on our oscillating tool just like this and allows us to cut out the outlet boxes in pretty much one go. So let's go ahead and cut it out. Alright, have at it.
I failed, but I neatly ran here.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
What happened?
Fell on the rocks.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up with them socks? Show us those socks.
Dear.
Why are you wearing Christmas socks?
I don't know.
You liked them?
Yeah, which it was the only pair.
Oh. Alright, are you good? You need a band-aid?
No, I think not.
Okay.
But anyway, I dropped my tablet and it didn't hit the screen.
Well, that's why we have really good cases, too. Be careful. Take your time this time. Really, really careful.
I was like running.
I know. Slow down. You're too fast.
So I am using this little 2-foot T-square. It works really well to put on the top of my drywall here to show me the line for my stud. So, and it can be used for measuring. Like if you need to go 2 inches off, you can stick it in this and just slide it on down so you don't have to try and find a straight edge and all that sort of mess. So I like it. It's working pretty good.
Alright, so we're going to just rock and roll trying to install drywall over here. Angela's going to be mostly installing it to the wall, and I'm going to be in the hallway over there towards the boys' bedroom. A little cutting station, that's where all the drywall is stored. So we're just going to try and zip this out. If we run into anything that's special or we think is interesting to show you guys, you know we'll show you. Otherwise, enjoy the picture show. Yeah, that's really cool for marking straight lines.
What are you cutting for next? Go ahead and stick some mud out. Start slapping it on. Cool. That works really well.
Very, very dusty, but it does work good.
Not as bad as you think. I know, but I prefer that over like the insulation joint.
Yeah. I don't know, I guess.
Where's my drink? Nice too is whenever you cut this edge, you'll be able to go straight across so it'll support the whole corner.
Yep. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. I thought some thoughts on that one, I tell you that much. Calm down, boys.
Or take it outside.
Simmer down, fellers. I don't think that temperature is accurate yet. Either the humidity is really, really high. So I'm gonna hang an old fan right up here in this doorway to give us some more airflow. This thing is loud. It's on its last leg. So you're gonna hear some crazy noises possibly. That's why. We've got the crazy Frankenstein fan pumping some air through here so we can try and keep working. Yeah, it feels a lot hotter than 84 though. Or 85, whatever. 85 indoor. 84 outdoor. Yep. I don't know if this is going to stay or not. There we go. That'll stay. It's on the paracord loop now. Well.
Last you guys saw, we just finished putting up the drywall, at least the big pieces, because as you can see, it's not totally done yet. But I came in afterwards last evening and just went ahead and did some of the mudding in here. I did go ahead and do the strip right here that goes across the whole wall, or the whole living room. And first I went through with an 8-inch, and then this morning I have gone through with a 12-inch, which will fill in that groove completely. I will probably still have to go through again and do that just to make sure everything's smooth, good, that sort of thing. I've not been sanding as much as I have been wet sponging, which is pretty much you take a nice big sponge, you get almost all the water out of it and kind of lightly sponge, and it takes off what needs to be taken off and still gives you a smooth look. I like to do that because I don't like to breathe in all of the dust. It's not good for you. Next, I'm going to go ahead and try to cut some of these small pieces to go around the top. That way I can go ahead and finish up with the corners, outside corners, inside corners, that sort of thing. I'm not going to be as good as Sam is with it. I'll probably, like up here where it has total triangle, I'm going to put it into 2 separate pieces, but I'll get the job done.
So what we're gonna do next is actually tear out the floor. What you see here is our flooring, and it is bad. It is in bad shape. It has water damage. It has extreme scratches. The top is kind of delaminated, and although the video won't show it well, it probably looks perfect on camera, it is in rough shape and definitely needs to go. What you're also going to notice here on the flooring is that we have some patchwork. It's because when we first put the home on our property in North Carolina about 7 years ago, we replaced the flooring in here. We replaced all the bad spots, leaving some original plywood and everything in place. I'm going to check it out and make sure we don't need to repair that this time around, but it still feels solid, and that's probably going to be fine. You're also going to notice 2 floor vents here in the living room. This is left over from when we had an electric furnace in the home originally. We have since converted to using mini splits for our heating and air, and that has no duct work. So we will be removing the vents, covering them up, sealing it up, and not having them back whenever we put the new floor down. Well guys, that's going to be it for this video. This has been a long video, but I wanted it to be one that went from demolition to drywall, at least. At this point, as I stop to look around the room, it is really amazing the transformation that's taken place in here. We started with what was a nice living room to begin with, but closing off the wall to the dining room made the room feel larger. Getting rid of the desk in the corner has also given us a usable corner space. Honestly, we're hoping that we can get either a wood stove, maybe a pellet stove, something along those lines, put it here. If it'll fit with clearances and everything, that would be amazing. We would love to have the off-grid or low energy use heating option. Not that we plan to use that, it would just be nice to have it as a preparedness backup type situation. So let me take you over this way so you guys can see behind me what I want to talk about. Closing off this wall was something that we weren't sure if it was going to be good or bad, and we didn't know if we liked it until we did it. It makes the room feel bigger. It's amazing that you would close off a wall and it feel bigger. One thing we really like that we've talked about several times is the fact that when you walk in the front door, you can't see into the dining room and kitchen for the most part. So that means, I mean, not that we're this kind of family, but if we had company over and they come into our home, they don't immediately see the clutter or the mess that's in the kitchen and dining room. I don't know. It's cool. It's a nice way of separating the spaces, yet they still feel connected. Now, a question we're probably going to get is, why didn't we close up the top up here? We want to leave that open for airflow and ventilation throughout the rooms. Our home is heated and cooled by 3 mini splits. We have a unit in each bedroom on the end of the homes, and then we have a large unit that goes in our dining room. That means that airflow needs to come into the living room, mix and exchange back and forth to heat and cool the space. We have ceiling fans throughout the house, which help a lot with that, but leaving that open will allow the heat to pass back and forth as needed too. Plus, it's a kind of a cool feature that we liked, and we wanted to leave it there anyway. Angela's decision to open and widen the doorway here between the living room and dining room and get rid of those little miniature walls was awesome. It makes it feel a lot more modern, it makes it feel a lot more open, and it's less visually cluttering. It simplifies the wall lines, it simplifies the floor lines, and we really like it. Plus, it's a larger opening to move stuff through. Furniture, people, whatever. It's nice. So we're happy with that change too. Looking around, there's not much left to do construction-wise in here. Honestly, we're on the finishing part of things. What you see up here is a speaker from the home's original built-in radio system. I've ordered some plastic panels that go in ceilings to close up circles, so I'm waiting on those to arrive and then they'll be gone. We are at the point now where we are ready to start finishing. Angela has nearly got all the drywall finishing done. She just has, I think she said, 1 or 2 more days of final skim coat, and then we can primer and paint the room, which is awesome. After that, we can then put down our new flooring and then trim it out and call this done. Hopefully you enjoyed this project, this video. It was a fun one to knock out, and honestly did not take us too much time and effort and work to get done. I have to say, out of all the renovations we've done in the home, this one has been the easiest, mostly because the floor had already been done. If you got any questions or comments, leave them for us down below. Otherwise, take care, and we'll see you guys next time on the homestead.
It was a lot easier just to get in the groove, because
You better wait till this house is done before you do that. And after you get an insurance policy on me.
I guess, yes.
We could probably find one that is mobile home approved, smaller scale, doesn't, you know, what do I want to say? Doesn't put off heat, but that's what we're supposed to do. I want to take it a second. Yeah, take it a second. So that being said, this whole off-camera thing that you just said, I guess we'll do off-camera.
Okay. No, I'm thinking
Found you immediately. It's
it
definitely.
likes me. We'll see how the new camera does.
So we're put in some nice, solid residential boxes. Block. Ah, it's so bright. Hello, everyone. Sam, what do I say? Hey, everybody. That's it. Red battery dead. Hang on. If you're asking, other people may ask.
Yes.
Everybody pause. Freeze. You guys are really freezing. Cool. I'm just moving the camera. Okay, go.
Just about pausing the movie. I need ladders so